There's a lot of advice out there on specific drone moves, but the important thing to understand is 3 basic concepts. If you understand these, you can always get a good shot. Let's stick around to the end for a little bonus tip. First, the reveal. The important thing here is, regardless of your move, that you're revealing more of the scene to your audience. Now, I'm gonna be a little hypocritical here and just show you a bunch of different drone shots, but pay less attention to the controller and more about what's happening in the scene. So here we're pulling back and panning up, revealing more of the background. Same thing here with a push forward. In this one, we're pulling backwards past the foreground, revealing the foreground, or pushing forward past the foreground to reveal more of the background. Finally, the classic orbit shot, where as we turn around the foreground, we see more of the background. The nice thing about all of these moves, because they integrate both a foreground and a background, is that it's also gonna give you that effect of motion and parallax, which is so satisfying. Second, be smooth. Nothing ruins a drone shot like bumping the camera or adjusting your speed mid-shot. Start your move and don't touch it. You're better off redoing the shot entirely than trying to adjust mid-shot. If you're impatient like me, this can be hard. Halfway through your shot, you think of an even better shot, and before you know it, your fingers have twitched and you've already ruined the one you're currently on. To combat this, think in shots. Don't just put your drone in the air and hit record and record every single thing you're doing. You're gonna choose your move, hit record, execute that shot, and then stop recording and choose the next one. Each shot is a deliberate move, and you'll keep doing it until you get it perfectly before moving on to the next one. It's better to have a perfect shot than 5 kind of messy shots that don't work. Third, have a subject. Now, this could be a building or a car or a mountain, but I think the most interesting thing is a person. People give a sense of scale, they give a sense of purpose, they can put emotion into the scene as they relate to the environment around them. Can give the audience a sense of awe, someone so small in such a big space. But if you do have a person in your shot, it's important that you direct them to get what you want out of it. The most important thing is this: don't look at the drone. People look at the drone because they're scared. It's like a loud helicopter right next to their head. But we need to forget about this when we're watching the shot, which means your subject needs to forget it too. Reassure them before you start that your drone has automatic braking, couldn't hit them even if you tried, and maybe do a test run where you have it flying kind of near their head so they can get used to the noise before you're actually trying to get your shot. You want them to get used to it so that, especially when their back is turned and they hear it coming, they aren't peeking over their shoulder and ruining your shot. Next tip when working with people, give them something to do. Say you're gonna walk up to the top of that mountain and then you're gonna stand there looking out at the scene. And even if it's uncomfortable, stay there a little bit longer, even if it feels unnatural, because it's gonna look really good on the drone shot if you're stationary once you get up there. At worst, just tell them to do anything except look at the drone or look back at you and remind the audience that there's some guy standing there with a controller, because that's gonna take them right out of the moment. In the same vein, don't shout directions at them while you're shooting, because for sure it's gonna make them turn around and say, what are you doing? And it's gonna ruin the shot. Just like before, finish your shot and then make your adjustments and try it again. Bonus tip, learn to take off and land from your hand, because a lot of the cool places that you're gonna go aren't gonna have a nice smooth landing zone. You might be on top of a mountain or an area where there's lots of water or it's really rocky. So make sure you have this skill so that when you get out into the Alps, you can get the cool shot and aren't limited to just doing safe shots. What are some of the principles that have worked for you when flying your drone? Let everyone else know in the comments what some of your best tips are. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.